continuing on with In the Long Run, which is created, as Matt said earlier, and as I wrongly didn't mention, by Luther star Idris Elba, about his early childhood. He stars alongside Bill Bailey, because they were always meant to be doing a sitcom together. Kelly Shirley, who was in
Carly Wicks
a long time ago, and the guy from Rev, Mick from Rev, who are playing Idris Elba's brother, Valentine.
Oh, is that who that is? As you said, stars Idris Elba as Walter, who's lived in the Hackney for about 13 years. The family originally comes from Sierra Leone, and they've got a teenage son, would you say, or he's sort of 10, 11?
10, 11, 12. That's
Cobner, the name of the son, and it starts basically with the brother Valentine turning up and being this sort of Jack the Lad, not being sort of acclimatized with.
Well, he's been sent by Idris's
mother.
He's not turned up. He's actually been sent over there to be under his brother's wing.
Yeah, to sort of straighten him out a bit, and he is a bit of a loose cannon. There's a great little early scene where he's not used to the cold climate, and he's sort of breathes in and sees his breath, and it's like, what's that? What am I seeing? And as you say, Bill Bailey lives above them and plays their neighbour bagpipes. And this is basically just introduces the family dynamic, introduces sort of the character of Valentine. There's not a lot to say really in this first episode. I mean, I watched 2, and the second one has a little bit more to say about bagpipes and his relationship with his wife, and the fact that she had an affair and she's got a young daughter, well, that he's raised as his own, who's mixed race, which is a more interesting story, I think, than anything that happened in the first episode. Funny enough. What did you think, Luke?
I didn't laugh. I've got to be honest.
I
didn't laugh. I mean, part of that might be, again, I watched on my own, and just in general, nobody laughs sat on their own unless it's, something that really takes you by surprise. I hate to do this because I just feel like I'm knocking everything this week.
And I just say, I mean, as we say, it was created by Idris Elba, but the writing team on it seemed to have been the writers on The Job Lot. That's a bit of extra context for you. I mean, one thing I would say is that you do feel part of the world. I think the period detail in this is spot on. The music in it, you get a lot of those 80s tunes. It did remind me of stuff in the same ilk like Cradles to Grave, and I suppose there's a little bit of Moon Boy in this maybe because it's Sky, and that was sort of.
But for me, it didn't have the charm of Moon Boy.
Oh, okay. I thought it had enough charm in it.
And I don't know how much I liked, and this is going to sound awful and close-minded, and I don't know how much I liked Idris trying to play a comedy character, although he wasn't overtly...
Okay, no, I get what you mean.
Although he wasn't overtly comical, he's not the face, really. It might be his story, but he's not the face. I didn't feel compelled to watch the second one. Maybe I think
watching the second one... We say this about comedies, don't we? That it's hard to sort of gauge. That's why we did that with Lee and Dean. And I think I enjoyed it more watching the second one because the first one was more of sort of a world establisher. I think Bill Bailey actually did a really good job in the second episode. I praise him as an actor. And I actually would disagree. I did like seeing Idris doing something a bit different and something a bit lighter. I think there is an imbalance in tone. I don't know if this is one of those comedies that you're meant to laugh at. Another thing it sort of reminded me of a little bit was Cemetery Junction, the Ricky Gervais film. Experience of him and Stephen Merchant growing up in Reading. This is sort of a love letter to the 1980s Hackney that Idris Elba knew. And they have hired some comedy writers who are good at sort of sparky dialogue in a way. And character.
I just remembered that I did laugh out loud at one scene, which was the scene where they're in the hospital and they're on a children's ward and they swear, and then the nurse swears and they say, "This is a children's ward." I thought that was really, really well done, and the back and forth.
Is this your idea of being responsible?
I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to. This is exactly your problem. You never mean for anything to happen. You have not changed. You need to grow up and shh.
Is this a
children's ward.
My son nearly died because this idiot forgot to give him his inhaler.
Forgot? What were you doing?
I was DJing.
You feckin' Aegis. Her son could have died, you gobshite.
This is a children's ward.
But on the whole, I could have watched the second one, but I just didn't feel like I wanted to / needed to. Is this you've watched 2? You've got a better idea of the world and Bill Bailey giving it some pathos. It sounds like in that second one. Are you going to continue on?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really stuck with any comedies this year, apart from I don't know why I gave Derry Girls as many chances as I did, but
well, because it's just you wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
think.
I disagree that this hasn't got any charm to it. I found this very charming. But again, it is like Damned, I think. It's very forgettable. I only watched the first episode of this series of Damned.
I feel like we're somewhat unqualified to do this now.
But I suppose, I know, saying that, though, we stuck with Mum, we stuck with This Country, I stuck with Derry Girls.
Inside number 9.
I was, well, that's sort of its own beast, as we'll go on to when we talk about the BAFTAs, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I liked this, but I think it sort of occupies that odd territory of not being like a full laugh out loud comedy and not having that memorable character in it, really. I don't think it's got even...
I think, like you said, the tone is all over the place, because Valentine is quite in your face, and he's sort of in a different show to Bill
Jimmy
Bailey.
Akingbola is the actor's name, you should say.
He's in a different show in a way to Bill Bailey and Idris Elba and things. And I feel like if we go back through all the podcasts we've done this year, and you've said it several times today, things are just not sticking with us, are they?
Of the things we've watched the first episodes of, this would be the one that I would go back to if I had the time. I think that's what I'm saying. If I went, I need a comedy, I would put this on the same level as Lee and Dean, that I like them both. I found them charming, but they both sort of didn't compel me to watch any more. I've watched 2 of each, and I might go back to watch one or the other, but I would put... And plus, I mean, this being on Sky, I think there's less access to it, just generally, isn't there? I think it's odd that Sky have done this. I think maybe they've given Idris and the writing team more creative freedom, but, you know, less people watch it as a result, I suppose.
Yeah, okay, so in the long run, we mentioned Now TV earlier on with Deep State. That's all there as well on Now TV, because you can download the whole
and Sky, whatever. Now. I don't understand Sky box sets and Sky Go and what the difference is between them.
If you've got Sky or Now TV, you can watch all of this at your leisure from now until you can't anymore. In the long run is on Sky and Now TV, weekly and all there for your viewing pleasure.